close that. Yeah. Hey, I haven't been live on YouTube. I think this is my second live video on YouTube, and I wanted to introduce you guys to my new book, The Tennessee Constitution Explained. This is literally like any other book on a constitution anywhere. I go through and explain what they meant when they say things like hereditary emoluments shall not be conferred in this state. What does that mean? Nobody knows. I explain that. But what I do, most state constitutions, you have a right to reform government. I mean, literally, this is in Tennessee Constitution, Article 1, Section 1, that power is inherent in the people and government is instituted for our peace, safety, and happiness. And to that end, they have at all times an unalienable, indefeasible right to alter, reform, or abolish government in such manner as they may think proper. This is a constitutional right. When we fix our state governments, then the states can fix the federal government. So we have to pull this back, and we can literally fix everything in this country. So in the Constitution, we have this right to reform government. How do we do that? And that's through Article 1, Section 23, that citizens have a right to apply to those invested with the powers of government for redress or proper purpose by address or remonstrance. And you know, this right is in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, that we have a right to petition for redress of grievances. But nobody, I mean, that right has been wiped from our collective knowledge. And so what I show in my book is I give you actual examples of documents that have been filed in legislative houses here in Tennessee, announced on the floor of the House, in the first case, resulting in more than a dozen corrupt judges removed from office and a judicial oversight agency reconstituted with new members, including citizens, not just government officials. So this right is incredibly powerful on how we reform our government and express the will of the people, how we assert that. And so that's what this book is about, is not just explaining the Constitution, but explaining the Declaration of Rights. How do we exercise that power? And I laid this out not just with John Gentry's explanation, but I go back and I look at what the founders said during congressional debates when they were ratifying the Bill of Rights in the federal Constitution, looking at the 1870 Constitutional Convention when we came out with our 1870 Constitution. These rights in here are very common to other states. So if you're watching this and you're from Kentucky or Texas and several other states, the rights that are in the Tennessee Constitution are very similar, and in some cases almost exactly the same rights. And there are several constitutions that have the right to alter, reform, or abolish government. And there are several, or actually every constitution has the right to petition for redress of grievance, but stated in much stronger language than the federal Constitution, that we have a right to actually orally address our legislative houses for redress or proper purpose. This is an opinion, I don't know if you can see that, but this is an opinion from the Tennessee Court of Appeals, written, this was filed on February 14th, so just a few weeks ago. This is Judge Usman's words. You can go look this up on the Tennessee Court of Appeals website. He wrote, "From my limited exposure to Mr. Gentry through reading his written work, various filings authored by him in the record on appeal, and his oral argument in this case, he appears to be a citizen who is deeply passionate and knowledgeable about the Tennessee Constitution." And I can tell you, there is nowhere else that you can go to learn about what the founders said about the Constitution that they drafted. There's nowhere that you can go out and look about how to exercise these rights. I provide you historical examples. A petition that was handwritten in 1801 that's on the record in the Tennessee Archives Library that was presented to the General Assembly in 1801. I show you what one looks like today. And this is the heart of my work, is to restore this right. George Washington, stating, I think, to the Fourth Congress, he said, "What subject could be equally important than teaching our children the science of government to the future guardians of liberty?" And this is the breakdown. This is why everything has gone wrong. Is we're clueless about the true science of government that was established in our state and federal constitutions, the actual form of government. And so without that understanding, we are just inundated with gross violations of our state and federal constitutions, because the people have no understanding of what's in the Constitution. And so, this is the breakdown, and my work is to teach the people how to restore the form of government that was established in our state constitution. And I want to see if I can get on my YouTube channel here, and I'm going to drop in comments here. See if I can. I'll drop it in. I'll drop it in a comment afterwards. I don't think I can do it right now. But if you go to my website, wethepeoplev50.com, and I'll see if I can drop a link in here, and go order this book. This is there's nothing else like this, explaining the Tennessee Constitution, explaining how to exercise rights to reform government, explaining how to petition the legislative houses for redress of grievance or other proper purpose by orally addressing the legislature. So I hope you'll pick up the copy. This also helps me in my work. I'm in the Tennessee Court of Appeals right now, fighting to restore our right to address the legislative houses, probably because of the corruption going on in that case, or the ignorance of the judges. I'll probably have to appeal to the Tennessee Supreme Court. That cost me a lot of money. And so this, purchasing this book, it also supports the work that I'm doing. So I hope you'll educate yourself about the science of government, and I hope you'll support me in my work. Thanks for taking time. God bless. Godspeed to us all. Y'all have a good night. Like